I was sitting in a courthouse for jury duty, dreading another boring day in those uncomfortable plastic chairs. They called my number for a robbery case involving a 19-year-old kid named Alexander. He looked absolutely terrified, his hands shaking as he kept glancing back at his mom in the gallery. The prosecutor was sharp and organized, laying out security footage from a Quick Mart that showed Alexander leaving at 3:47 a.m. with energy drinks, snacks, and cigarettes he supposedly didn't pay for. The footage was grainy, but it seemed straightforward. Half the jury was already mentally convicting him. But I'd worked in retail management for 8 years, and something felt off. The footage said 3:47 a.m., but when they presented the register receipt as evidence of what was stolen, the timestamp said 3:52 a.m. I couldn't stop thinking about those 5 minutes. Why was there a receipt for stolen goods 5 minutes after he left the store? When we went into deliberation, I brought it up immediately. Most of the jurors just wanted to go home, but an older retired teacher agreed with me that the timing was strange. We marched back into the courtroom and asked for clarification. The judge looked annoyed, but the kid's public defender finally perked up. He asked to see the date stamps, not just the times. That's when everything unraveled. The security footage was from March 15th, but the receipt was from March 16th. The kid had been at the store 2 nights in a row. On the first night, he left because the store was closed. On the second night, he came back and legitimately paid for everything for his overnight security shift. The prosecutor went completely pale. They had mixed up evidence from 2 different nights and were about to send a kid to jail for a $47 robbery that never happened. The defense attorney moved to dismiss the charges immediately. The kid started crying with relief, and his mom was sobbing in the back of the room. The judge dismissed the case on the spot and gave the prosecutor's office a brutal lecture about their evidence procedures. As I was leaving the courthouse, the kid's mom grabbed my arm. She didn't say much. She just whispered, "Thank you," through her tears. I went in expecting a boring day of waiting around, but I ended up realizing that sometimes 5 minutes is the difference between a life ruined and a life saved.